Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. So, I do not own the copyrights to the music played in the background. Hopefully, everyone is having an amazing Saturday. It's early, it's almost 9. I'm on time today. I will never, 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 never before I go. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into it because I have some stuff to do today. So this is Soul Work Saturday. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. So as I had posted before, anyone who tunes in to watch Soul Work Saturday for the whole month of March, if you tune in the beginning, I'm going to take a roll call. So when you come in, say hey so that I can put your name down. And then at the end, I'm going to do a roll call to see if you're still present, okay? And for anyone who had started with the live and ended on the live, you're going to be included into a raffle to win an autographed copy of my memoir, A Precious Gem, The Journey of My Shaping. So, hello, good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, I'm going to try to just give you guys this information. I'm going to try not to be long. Okay, so Soul Work Saturday after the madness. Don't forget as you tune in to please say something. Good morning. Mention your name if you want to be included in the raffle to win a free copy of my memoir. Okay, so after the madness, okay? So oftentimes we are in toxic and abusive relationships. We tend to solely put the blame on the other person, right? Good morning, everyone. So when we're in a relationship, like, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're disrespectful, they're cheating, they're being abusive, the blame usually goes on to that person, right? But my question to you today is, have you thought through, okay, or analyzed your own behaviors in your relationships? Have you done the self reflection of how you interact in your relationships? And if so, if you've done the reflection and have noticed that there's repeating patterns in your life and wondering why you keep ending up in the same situation or meeting the same type of people. hmm Or maybe you've noticed a pattern of unhealthy and emotional challenging behaviors in your life. For an example, you get too clingy or too jealous, basically borderline controlling, okay? Or you always seem to be more involved in the relationship than your partner, or you back off when things seem to get emotionally intimate. Like it seems like it's too much for you, it's overwhelming, and you start to back off, okay? So if any of that sounds like you, let's start digging deep, okay? Let's start digging deep to explore your behaviors and your relationships and the way you attach to people in those relationships, okay? So that's what I am going to be here today to help you guys explore your behaviors in relationships. Not talking about the partner, not talking about what they did, not focus on how they treat you, but let's focus on you. Let's focus on what you're bringing to the table, what you're bringing to the relationship, okay? So, usually, Tom, the relationships with your parents during your childhood has a major influence on your social, romantic, and your professional relationships. Okay, so in other words, your early relationships with your caregivers, whether it be mom, dad, auntie, grandmother, whoever took care of you as a child, they basically set the tone for how you will build relationships as an adult. Okay, so children are dependent upon their caregivers and they seek comfort and soothing and basically just that warm, caring, loving environment, right? So if the child's physical and emotional needs are met, they have a healthier perception of relationships. However, when this is missing, it leads to unhealthy, insecure attachment styles. It leads to unhealthy, insecure attachment styles. So, unhealthy emotional behaviors in relationships. Okay. So, as I mentioned on my last Soul Work Saturday, that there are four categories of attachment styles. Okay. And of course, you may not fit precisely or perfectly into a said or particular category. However, there may be certain things that you relate to more so in one category than the other, okay? But the point of this is to get you to start the self reflection and identify the unhealthy behaviors and understand what you need to work on in order to improve your relationships, not just with yourself, but with others as well, whether it be social, romantic, or professional. Okay, so how are your past traumatic and toxic situations and experiences showing up in your relationships today? Okay, so as I said before, there are four categories, and so for each Saturday I'm going to give you one. Okay, so today we're going to just dive right on in. I gave you a little overview of what we're going to be doing for the next couple of Saturdays on Soul Work Saturday, and basically how you develop these healthy behaviors and attachment styles. Okay, so number one we're going to do today is anxious. Okay, so for adults with an anxious attachment style, the partner is often seen as the better half. The thought of living without this person, not having this person, it's like your life is over. It like causes high anxiety, like you don't want to be alone. Just basically in general, this person just does not want to be alone. Okay, so people with this type of attachment typically have a negative self image, okay, while having a positive view of other people. You may think that others are great, like they can be their best self or whatever, but then here you are, well, I'm just going to settle for this because there's no way that anybody else is going to want me. There's no way that anybody else is going to be able to deal with my craziness. Just negative self talk, negative self imagery, okay? So this adult often seeks approval and support and the responsiveness from their partners, okay? And sometimes they may not get this from their partners, okay? So people with this attachment style value their relationships very highly, like very highly. They put a lot of focus on their relationships. Okay, but and then they often worry, which causes the anxiety that their loved one is not as invested in the relationship as they are. Okay, so they have a strong fear of abandonment, and then the attention, care, and responsiveness of the partner sometimes seems to be the remedy for this. So it's like they feed off of the partner. They need the attention of the partner. Their responsiveness is necessary. Like if they don't get this, they do not feel fulfilled in that relationship. So, on the other hand, the absence of support, as I said, the absence of intimacy leads to this anxiousness, okay? And then this person starts to become clingy. They start to become demanding, basically borderline controlling. Okay. You are preoccupied. You are consumed with the relationship. You are consumed with your partner, and you start to become desperate. As they say, thirsty. Yes, it's like you start to do things that are too far fetched, just too extra, too much, because you're trying to prove a point, you're trying to gain this attention, you're trying to gain this responsiveness from this partner who may like be like make sense, like it's just too much, like you're demanding too much time from this person. Like, you should not come into a relationship and the person has to make you feel whole, make you feel wanted. Like, you should already have a sense of stability within yourself. You should love yourself. You should be happy. You should have peace. And the person that is added as your partner should just be a plus to whatever you already possess. Okay. So, the person with the anxious attachment style, they usually focus a lot of attention on their relationship. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. If you're tuning in, hopefully if you watch from now, from the start to the beginning, say something, comment your name, say good morning so I can put you in the raffle to win a free autographed copy of my book, A Precious Gem, The Journey of My Shaping. So that is Soul Work Saturday. Basically, the attachment styles, we have to not just put the focus on the other person in the relationship, but what are you bringing to the table? What behaviors, what emotional attributes are you contributing to your relationship? Okay, so are you being demanding? Are you controlling? Are you anxious and just preoccupied and so consumed with your relationship that you kind of lose sight of who you are because you're so focused on making sure that this person sees you? Yeah. So if that is you today, if this was a category that you feel like you fit in, then let's start doing the work. Let's start digging deep to the root to find out where this started. And then let's come up with a plan or goals to try to get out of this, to try to change this, because you can absolutely change these behaviors and this attachment style. Okay, so I will be going live every Saturday of March to give you guys tips on attachment styles. Basically, how are your traumatic and toxic past experiences showing up in your life today? Okay, so you guys have a great Saturday, and yeah, just tune in every Saturday. If you found this information to be helpful, please share it. If not, then I will see you guys next Saturday. Tune in for Soul Work Saturday with Coach Devona, the Detox Coach. So, y'all have a great day. Bye, y'all.